And welcome back. So, in this city, we have a bunch of quests, but they're not really anything that we want to do. We're not gonna secure a three-skull cemetery. We might do an armed courier. We're not gonna try a caravan. I don't think we'll want to try to drive off brigands just yet. It's theoretically possible. Sorry. It's theoretically possible that we would be able to do that, but only the Crusader is any good at fighting brigand thugs, really. So let's not even try that. Let's see where this armed courier quest is to. Okay, that's to the southeast. We're just gonna go ahead and take that. Let's get out of the dangerous north and its smelly barbarians. Okay. And since we have lookout, let's make the game super fast speed. Sorry about my throat again. Okay, nothing in Grafenheid. Continue. Uneventful journey. After some looking, a man asks who you're looking for. When you say Sigurd the Counselor, he points you out toward a nearby paddock where a man is strutting about on a rather opulent-looking horse. You walk on over, and the man rears the steed and asks if that's the cargo Patrick of Finsterstad sent. You nod. Leave it there at your feet. I'll come and get it. You don't, instead asking about your pay. The man sighs and whistles to a bodyguard who hurries over. See to it that this sellsword gets the pay he deserves. Finally, you put the crate on the ground and make your leave. Okay. So there's another one skull return item quest. We're gonna do that even though we're getting a bit fed up with this one skull rabble fights. We do need the XP. And the relation boost with the city won't hurt. You also get a level for Neighbor the Crusader. So what now? We could take Berserk, maybe. We could take Adrenaline. We could take Back to Basics. We could consider Killing Frenzy. We could consider Battle Flow. We could even consider two-handed sword mastery, but I don't think I want to make that decision just yet. And two-handed swords aren't the strongest weapon type in the game, so probably not worth it. Let's get Berserk first, I guess. We possibly should take Resilient, because we're nimble. We're gonna end up bleeding at some point. Yeah, okay. I'll take Resilient for the bleeds and the poisons. It also grants plus 8 hit points. Bit of a boring choice, but we really want to keep our avatar alive. And let's check the recruits. There's a couple of pilgrims here. Well, one pilgrim and one crusader, that is. Let's go ahead and try out this pilgrim. Okay, pretty bad, so we won't be taking him. Might want a peddler sooner or later, but this peddler is a bit expensive, so let's not. Okay, let's just do this mission. Southeast. Into the damn mountains, huh? Many rabble. Yeah. So I'm kind of hoping that we get to fight some brigand thugs soon. We get this flavor event here. In the mountains, you come across an unexpected sight at the top of the mountain. A man sitting in a strange and wooden contraption, tilting it toward the edge of a deadly precipice. He's got a scarf over his eyes, pulling it down to talk. Ahoy, strangers! It appears you shall record history. For men governed the common horse to run faster than it knew how, I shall govern birds to, well, we can't ride birds, but I can, as you can see by this machine, simulate them. The shackles of space and time shall be lifted, much like these here wooden wings will lift me into the very skies. This contraption comes with pedals, wooden spokes, and tarps of very thin and hastily stitched leather. Okay, so you need to stop this. You'll only kill yourself. You step forward and explain the reality of the situation. Good sir, what bird takes flight from such great heights? Does not a bird simply propel itself upward with the thrust of its wings? You're going to throw yourself off this cliff in the hopes that your machine will work, knowing deep in your heart that it will not. The haggard-looking mountain scientist looks at his feet. He nods solemnly. It could use some tinkering, I suppose. You have an avian eye, good sir, and you also have my thanks. I shall tell people of your great wisdom. That's right, I am smart. So a little bit of amusement there. Stupid rabble are running away from us. I guess I'll bring everyone. I thought the Crusader would be able to handle this fight by himself, probably. At least if he had back to basics, he would. No need to risk others, really. Yeah, super high melee defense and battle heart means the Crusader is very unlikely. Sorry. Very unlikely to get hit. Guess we'll just engage these reach weapons. So if we get very unlucky, Garibaldi could die with a couple of headshots from this guy. Didn't happen. Yeah, it seems our team is really bad at killing stuff, since even these rabble are able to dodge quite a few of our attempts. Apart from the Crusader, of course. So we're gonna need to find some better recruits with actual melee skill stars sooner or later if we want to be able to handle what the game will throw at us once it runs out of bandit rabble. Take the +3 melee skill here, take the initiative, and the +3 defense. And I guess we'll give you student. Also, yeah, we do have the money. So let's get the Outriders post at this point. That also takes care of this ambition. So they're not a fighter, one of the sellswords asks. You shake your head and they scratch theirs. But they're hired on anyway. You nod. The sellsword purses their lips for a second, then clarifies. And absolutely no fighting. No fighting. None. So they'll just fart around doing whatever task here and there. You explain that not every important role in a mercenary band needs to be one of fighting. After you've laid out all the jobs others could help out around here, the sellsword thinks for a time. Can they take up inventory counting then? Cause I'm real tired of that. No, of course not. You'll never let your secret punishment go to someone else. Okay. So let's get the sergeant's sash first. Definitely out of these three options. You were unsure at first about assigning Shararek to this important task, for he was as committed to revelry and carousing as any other man. But Shararek takes to his duties with a zeal that is at first admirable and later worrying. Scoffing at dawn as the rising hour of the cowardly and infirm, Shararek decides that everyone must start the day much earlier. He runs the men through the usual sparring routines and checks their equipment for splits and wear, but to such light work he adds strict rules about setting up and breaking camp, formation drills, lessons on flanking, forced marches with stones in their packs, and a detailed punishment regime for anyone who dares fall behind. Words such as backbreaking, cruel, flint-hearted, and merciless, as well as dozens of saltier epithets, ring in the air whenever Shararek is safely out of earshot, though never when he is sleeping, for the brothers have learned that Shararek the Faithful never truly sleeps. Okay. And now what? Let's defeat a dozen opponents. That would be very easy. As long as it's bandit rabble. Okay, Shararek have the sergeant's sash. And the traveler's sash can go to Maynard, the caravan hand. 5 goblins. So we could probably do that. Back in the day, on legendary difficulty, goblins used to have nimble, but I don't think they do anymore. So they're not as tough as they used to be. Still, people might die. Is it worth the risk to fight goblins? Objectively, probably not, but we're gonna do it. So let's let Garibaldi sit out. And everyone else can come. We can handle the goblin poison, for example, with our resilient crusader. Let's keep Thankmar hidden for a bit. So they're playing it cautiously. Which makes sense. Nice shot there. Would prefer it if these goblin skirmishers died before they were able to use their nets. Oh, accidentally ended the turn there. Whoops. Shouldn't play as fast as I sometimes do. Do we rush this goblin ambusher who is in an elevated position? I don't think we do. But we need to move forward. Now we'll see. Okay. Not too bad yet. Be nice to get this kill here so we don't need to go into melee rage with him. Break free. Okay, I'm gonna go south with the Crusader. There's a good spot here. Ouch. Ow, ow. Good one. That was 44%, so got lucky there. So yeah, net's lower, melee defense, range defense, and initiative, so we can just kill these guys. Since we are nimble, we don't need to worry that much about getting hit here. Okay. Maynard, you need to flee. Good hit. Okay. So since this melee guy is getting closer to these ambushers, their AI should try to make them seek another position. They're not very brave. They don't realize that Tank Mar could quite easily be killed by their arrows if they just decided to do that. Okay, you can go away as well. Okay, they might flee now. Don't want to get next to them though. Not with these guys. Not immediately at least. Yeah, the AI is really weird sometimes, so they do moves like that. Let's kill this goblin and the final one should flee. Or I could maybe catch up with him with the Crusader. As this one's fleeing, we don't need to babysit it with the Crusader. Don't want to risk Odoric here, just to get one ambusher. But yeah, we were able to catch up with it. Again with that move. So it's just like showing it off how easily they can do the move and not lose their fatigue. Okay, no reason to go into melee range with others. It's not worth the risk. The Crusader can handle this. Or the crossbow can handle this. Okay, so a little bit of food that will spoil. A little bit of tools. A couple of cruel falchions, those are nice. And a level up, which is perhaps the most nice thing here. There's also a leather goblin helm, which is pretty good. Let's give that to Cherarik. Goblin tail. Crusader can have that. Let's repair these falchions. Sadly, our people suck so much that there's really no one who can use these falchions. Apart from maybe Maynard. Guess we'll give Maynard one. The militia spear can go to Odoric. But let's level up Raimonda here. So we've taken very little range defense, so I don't know if we'll get Wind Reader. Also, this might be the level where we decide on crossbows or bows. Both have their uses. Would be nice if she had access to battle flow for stamina reasons once she gets perfect focus, but she doesn't. Let's ignore this range defense for now, get maximum fatigue and resolve instead. Mainly for mind over body and perfect focus. So we don't have a good bow yet. We do have crossbows. And we might use a gun later on if we pick crossbows here. Guess we'll just take the crossbow since she already has one. Okay. So caravan quest, we won't be taking that. Let's buy a little bit of tools. Sell some of this garbage. Let's keep one of these notched blades. And also let's keep this cruel falchion. Okay. Let's head to Wiese. Wiese. So how's our armor doing? Crusader is mostly fine. One star ending the nightmare quest. Or one skull, rather. We could try that, but I don't think we want to with this team. This team is really not that good apart from the Crusader, so let's not, even though it's only one skull. So none here. Possibly good enough none to take. So she has 2 stars in melee attack. That doesn't really, or melee skill rather, that doesn't really matter that much since nuns and monks start so low, so... Unless you use like spears. And she does get access to spears. Gets battle forged with 3 stars in fatigue. Doesn't get shield expert, so even if she were to use spears, it would probably not work out long term. But again, nuns and monks, at the very least they can inspire others. Then again, I already have a monk. I also have this pilgrim who could inspire others, so... I'll just leave her here for now, and if we lose the monk or something, we might come back and get her, but at this point, no thanks. 3-star range skill, Flagellant. Don't think so. She also gets only slings. So Apprentice, kinda bad. Won't be rolling on those. Okay. Disappointing. Let's head to Nivekai then. Also, yeah, we need to get medical supplies. I forgot about that. More goblins. 1 more than last time. But it is the night time, so that helps us a little bit. Even though our armor isn't fully repaired, we probably will fight this. Since the Crusader can probably handle it. Don't want to fight them in the swamp though, definitely not. Okay, they're afraid of me as well. Or are they? Okay, let's fight. The game claims that I don't know who's attacking me when it was me who attacked them, and clearly saw it was goblins. Let's lure some fire with Tankmar. Hopefully not too much fire, but... Okay, they're going after the Crusader. If we lose all our armor here, we might actually want to flee. Okay, yeah, this is looking kind of bad, actually. Do we want to flee here? Yeah, I don't think it's worth the risk. Let's just flee. Oh, shit. So that's the problem with fleeing, apparently. Okay, so we lost Tankmar there. That was really stupid of me. Really stupid of me. Okay, well... A sad, sad event. Again, I made a strategic error. Shouldn't have fought them in the first place, I guess, but the previous fight went pretty well, so... Okay. We could fight with the peasants to get a rematch, but the Crusader's armor is almost destroyed, so let's not. And yeah, I don't know if it works that way, but if we had someone with higher initiative than the goblins and we started the turn after fleeing before them, then would they have engaged with us then? I suspect the answer is they wouldn't have engaged with us, but I can't be sure. Okay, let's find a location. Yeah, these Crusaders are taunting me with their stupidly expensive hiring fees. I suppose they would be worth it, but don't have the money anyway. While the sorrow readies its trip to find the moss's shelter, a man sidles up next to you. He hands you a note and departs without saying a word. The scroll reads, "Leave the moss's shelter where it be. If you find it, talk to us. Our crowns for your silence. The rulers of Nivekai need not know nothing." Okay. I'll just do the mission regularly since we don't want to piss anyone off. Okay, that's probably just Wiedergängers, 17 Wiedergängers. So the Crusader does have favored enemy Wiedergängers, so eventually we do want to fight a lot of them. Fighting them in the forest would be the way to go, but 17 with our armor not completely repaired and others being a bit mediocre. Let's not do it. As you head toward Nivekai, a stranger comes out to the path. He's the man you talked to before, but this time he has a satchel in hand. "Look, sellsword, I know you speak one language, and that is the language of money. Take this satchel as a token of our appreciation. If you stay silent, you needn't tell the rulers of Nivekai where the moss's shelter is. That place belongs to our families. Those petty rulers will only ruin it with their greed and power-seeking. So what say you? Will you take this? There are 400 crowns in there. All you gotta do is take it and not talk." So if we were short on money, we might consider this, but no thanks. Only our employer will learn where it is. Telling the man that you've no interest in betraying your original employer sets him off. He tries to attack you, launching forward to glom onto you with angry hands. Maynard pushes him away and threatens to kill him with a blade. The man backs off. He sits beside the path, head between his knees, sobbing. One of the men gives him a handkerchief as they pass by. "Out of the way." Okay, no point trying to do a two-skull hunting beast mission. Coin delivery to where? Al-Hasred. Probably won't be taking that. Yeah, that's a bit far. Okay. Let's try to find someone worth recruiting. Also, yeah, medical supplies. Medical supplies. That's a tolerable price, I suppose. Let's buy one bundle of medical supplies. Ogier, the flatulent. Does not get mind over body, and there is no other use for him, I don't think. Armed courier. Guess we'll do an armed courier. Where is this tool? Okay. Let's go to Krumhorn. And continue. We have to lock out so we can go 8 times speed. Okay. So 2 nomad leaders here. I don't think we'll be able to handle that. Not even with nets. We're doing a bit poorly, I think. I've let too many people die due to my stupidity. But as long as the Crusader survives, eventually everything will be fine. We will fight that group of brigands, even while running away from these nomads. We could even try to fight both at the same time, but I don't think so. The 2 nomad leaders are too tough at this point. 13 naturals. Okay, well, let's not fight the brigands then. Let's not. Then again, if we get help here, I guess we could fight these nomads. There is a militia chasing them currently. We need more food. It's a bit expensive here, that's a shame. Let's roll on Sydney the monk. Probably good enough. 1-star melee defense, 2-star resolve, dexterous. Team player doesn't hurt because that has a decent event that gives resolve to others. Do you get shields? You do get shields. You do get underdog. Yeah, you're cheap enough. I'll take you. We have room in the roster. Let's roll on. Let's try out this flatulent as well. Kind of the same deal. Like, probably only useful as a mediocre to okay tank. I don't think I'll take this guy. I might take him later on, so I'll leave him here in case people die. Won't try out Alfgeir the Witch Hunter since our money situation is not that great. Okay, 9 starting melee defense, that's pretty good. So you'll be a monk tank. Hopefully you'll live. If you don't, then you don't. We would like one decent early game helmet. Guess we will spend the money even though it's a bit high of a price for this, but whatever. Let's give him the cool falchion and a throwing net. Let's level up Odolric. Again, we are gonna ignore the melee skill here. Just try to build tankiness. Could go rotation, could go resilient, could go gifted. Could maybe go back to basics. Let's take rotation. So if these tank monks make it to level 11, they'll be fairly sturdy. They both have Indomitable. Rebound is available for the other one. With Mind over Body and Rebound, he might be able to, or he should be able to do Indomitable every single turn. So that's quite sweet. Sadly, he doesn't get Colossus, so he has to be nimble without Colossus. Well, all the more reason to get that Indomitable if he makes it that far. This guy probably won't be able to do it since he doesn't have Rebound for that +5 fatigue recovery. But we'll see what happens. Based on how I've been playing and how this has been going, they won't make it to level 11, but you never know. Okay, now the question is, do we want to try to fight these nomads with this militia? Try to get a kill or two. They're a bit far away. I don't know if they'll be able to catch up with them. So it's a bit tedious to try to do that. So I guess I won't be doing that. Just do this bandit rabble quest again. Endless waves of bandit rabble. Get a pretty good starting position, or actually a very good starting position. Okay, let's hang back with everyone else and let the Crusader go forward a little bit. Let's rotate him further so he can get a kill on this rabble, hopefully. Nice one. Gonna go ahead and take this position, even though this guy's elevated. Gonna engage with Maynard as well. And also I think the tank monk Odoric. It's a bit of a risky play again. Maybe I shouldn't be making these risky plays based on how it's been going lately. Good one. So if we get unlucky here, someone might die again. Getting a bit tired of losing people, but as long as the Crusader lives and gets some levels, it's acceptable. Thankfully it's easy to make this rabble flee. Okay. Mostly a clean fight. So 1 level here, let's give him Colossus. Take initiative, +3 melee skill. I guess the +2 melee defense, though the resolve is a bit tempting. This guy does get access to mind over body. But he's gonna be a frontliner if he lives. So I guess the +2 melee defense is something that's better. Also, it's better now when it matters, instead of the hypothetical situation he levels up enough to get mind over body and be able to do something with it. So a couple of armed courier quests here. Probably take one of them. Let's see where they are too. Wechenschacht and Al-Hazred. I'm not gonna go to Al-Hazred, but am I going to Wechenschacht? It's a bit far. Let's try to get something in Blankenstad instead. So let's do a little bit of a switch here. In case we run into something we want to fight and we forget that his armor is damaged. It's really fast to repair something like that though, so maybe it was pointless. 8 nachos. So that's probably small nachos. I think we can take small nachos with the Crusader. Let's try it. No thank you, Militia. No. Ah, damn it. Okay, I guess we'll fight, but we'll probably only get 1 kill here. Kinda annoying. Three. So this is one reason why I hate fighting with helpers like this. It just takes time and in the end you don't even get a kill. Yeah, it's pointless. They're too far away. There's too many of these militia. Let's just end turn. And even that is gonna take a while. And turn. Stupid nachos. Stupid militia. Yay, we found... Never mind, we didn't find loot. Okay. More thieves. There's a couple of possible recruits here. Let's try them out. This might just barely be good enough for a ranged user if he rolls well with perks. Gets crossbows. But doesn't get bows, which means no wind reader, which means the ranged defense is wasted, which means I don't want him. What about Eilika here? 3-star melee defense. The initiative is wasted even if she gets dodge because she has lumbering. So battle forged or lithe. Gets shields, gets underdog. Okay, and she's only 90. The problem here is we're picking up all these characters with melee defense, but they can't deal damage. So we're gonna need to find someone who can actually hit things as well. So we have like 3 of these monk or nun eventual tank characters currently, which they will be good, don't get me wrong. On level 11 they'll be able to, at the very least, hold a flank and inspire others. And in the case of, was it Odolric? No, it was Sydney, the monk tank. Eventually he'll be able to do Indomitable indefinitely, so that's very valuable, yes, but they won't be able to deal damage. That is required to actually win fights. So currently we only have Eivor the Crusader and Raymonda here who can reliably deal damage. And Raymonda won't be able to do all that much against certain enemies, such as the Ancient Dead, for example, or very heavily armored opponents like Orc Warriors or such. So we really need to find melee damage dealers. And for that we need money to be able to recruit them. Yeah. So I think at this moment, unless we find like really stellar possible tank characters like Elika here, who actually isn't that great because she starts with 43 hit points and no Colossus. Does get a star in it though. So if she were nimble, for example, she would die very fast. But if she makes it to Battle Forged, she might become very useful indeed. But until then, she might just die to a headshot or something. One headshot can kill her. I mean, I guess if she rolls really well on the melee skill, she might get to like, I don't know, with the training tent, maybe even 80 melee skill. But that's really only good enough for like maybe 100 swords. We'll see. Would help if she had access to Spear Mastery. Well, let's give her a buckler, I guess, and a notched blade, I suppose. Or let's just give her a wooden stick. She can stun people if... Well, she can try to stun people. There's also this peddler here. Would prefer a housemaid or a servant for the peddler perk tree, but if she rolls well, she can actually deal damage as well. Okay, lots of initiative. But she does not get dodge. Which means I will not be taking her. She does get mind over body though, but I have enough mind over body users. At least if they can't do anything else. Guess I'll also try out Mattis the Slack Monk here. Okay, no thanks. But yeah, we're gonna need something. Something like these Crusaders, maybe. The Crusaders aren't the greatest damage dealers, but at least they can do some damage. Gonna need to find, like, Hedge Knights and Shield Maidens and such. So, for Shield Maidens, we should eventually head north. We can actually probably afford them at relatively soon. Unlike Hedge Knights, which will be at least like, I don't know, 4,000 at the very least. So, more rabble. Like I said, I'm getting a bit fed up with the rabble, but we need to do this quest to get money and XP. So if there's one complaint about Legends, it's that the early game against these rabble-type enemies, maybe it takes a little bit too long. So maybe something could be done to... What's the word I'm looking for? Speed up the process a little bit. Like give an option for, like, I don't know, start with slightly better equipment, more renown, and slightly higher level maybe. More money. I mean, that would make the game easier as well, but you could counteract that by making the enemies a bit more difficult, or at least like make thugs appear a bit sooner. I think we are pretty close to thugs appearing though, so I don't know. Feels like we've been fighting this rabble forever now though. With that said, since our team is kinda bad, it's perfectly possible for people to die in this, even this fight here. So maybe I shouldn't be asking for what I am asking for. Okay. So yeah, a couple of headshots from this rabble poacher. It's extremely... well, not extremely. It's a bit unlikely to have that happen, but if they were to hit... well, okay, Odalric has Steel Brow, but against, like, Sydney here, that could be a death right there. But yeah, this fight is over. Except I'm not gonna click it's over since I want to kill them. Okay, no levels there. Garbage loot. Head back. Get money. Guess we'll do our armed courier again. Erdfall to the north. Okay. So since we're going north, we could quickly try to check if we have any shield maidens available. Might not be able to afford it with this situation, but it's possible. Getting a good shield maiden to level is something that would really help in the long term. And also in the short term. Now, one thing about the lookout perk is I think if we've seen the enemy group before, it won't actually pause the game. So if we, for example, run into the nomads with 2 leaders right now, if that's the case, then it would not pause the game, which would be super annoying. So I'm gonna make a save here. And let's head north with 8 times speed. Okay, lots of necrosummons. We do not want to mess with necrosummons for a long time. 8 thralls and a warhound. We might fight them and it might go very badly. There's a patrol here. We could consider that maybe. Yet another nun. Okay, we won't be taking her. She's kind of the same as the ones we already have and a bit worse maybe. We have enough of those types of characters. Won't be rolling on these 2. since we want to save money for a possible shield maiden. The good thing with these cargo transport quests is that they also grant XP. If they're far away, they actually grant a decent amount of XP. So Jararik gets a pretty bad level up here, but it is what it is. Now, he has 49 melee skill, so he'll never be a damage dealer, ever. So he's pretty much a tank. He might do some inspiring, he probably will actually. He also gets a rebound. Doesn't get mind over body though. Could go shields with him. Doesn't get underdog a bit sadly. Also doesn't get bags and belts for additional shields without fatigue cost. What do we want to do with you? We don't currently even have a shield. So that's how sad our situation is. We haven't fought enough thugs. I think we've only fought thugs once, and that was that encampment we took down. We don't have a shield. So we won't be taking shields this level. So what the hell do we give you? You will be nimble. Guess it wouldn't hurt to get 9 lives. Okay, well, I'll take a break here and consider what to do with him. So thanks for watching, see you next time.